And we back. The question of the day is, who would you rather have? What I did was went onto Twitter and asked my followers, send me 2 NBA players that you want to see me pick between, who I would rather have on the team. This is why y'all should be following me. You can be featured in videos and all. Link is in the description. So basically, a lot of people send me some really tough ones. Players that are very, very similar to the point that you gotta pick between the 2. There's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, but nonetheless, we're gonna try our best to get to as many as possible. I give my reasons why. Let's get to the first one though.
Warning. These are all Kenny's opinions. If you're easily offended by NBA talk, please exit the video now.
Tanner asks, DeRozan or Jimmy Butler? Give me Jimmy G buckets. And it's actually not because of the buckets. It's because of the other side of the ball, the defense. DeMar DeRozan, he's not a defender. He's actually a pretty bad defender. You would expect a guy like that with his intangibles, his athleticism and stuff like that, he'd be a better defender than what he is, but he's just not. He's not a defender. And Jimmy can be your best wing defender and also be your go-to guy in the offense. Give me Jimmy G over DeMar DeRozan. So I recorded this 2 days ago before the Kawhi Leonard and DeMar DeRozan trade. So let me revisit DeMar DeRozan on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe this year he becomes a solid defender. You got to think about it, he's never really had a coach that preached this defensive mindset like that. And now Greg Popovich, he is that guy. He will not play with you on that defensive side of the ball. One thing I can say about LaMarcus, I can say about Patty Mills, even though they're not good defenders for Pop, they give their all. And now DeMar DeRozan is going to have a coach that's going to be like, if you don't give your all, we just won't play you like that. We just won't play you like that. So maybe DeMar DeRozan defense kicks up a little bit. But still, right now, I'm going to pick Jimmy Butler. We'll see how DeMar DeRozan performs this season. Phoenix asks, would you have Karl Towns or Rudy Gobert? That's tough, man. That's very, very tough. Do I want the offensive juggernaut in Karl Anthony Towns or the defensive juggernaut in Rudy Gobert? If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that Rudy Gobert is my favorite center in the league. But I'm not crazy. If I'm going to be starting a team, I think I want the offense more than the defense. There are flashes of Karl Towns being an okay defender. Flashes, you know, more likely than not, he's not a good defender, but there are flashes of him being a solid defender. And the 25 points per game he averaged in his second year in the league, that's tough to do. Like, he is a top 3, I would say, offensive center in the league. I'll take that over the defensive firepower Rudy. It hurts me to say because, again, Rudy's my guy and all, but I'm going to play this realistically and say I'm going to take Karl Towns, especially if I'm starting a team. What is Karl Towns, 23 years old, if that? I'm going to take the youth and the offensive juggernaut of Karl Anthony Towns. Seth asked Bradley Beal or CJ McCollum. I got 11 likes, so 11 other people wanted to see me answer this one. Without a doubt, Bradley Beal. Joe asked Andrew Wiggins or Chris Middleton. I want Chris Middleton 100% of the time. One of the most underrated players in the league. And that's probably confusing to y'all. Why would I take him over the former Rookie of the Year, over the younger player? And here's why. I don't believe that Wiggins has got much better since his rookie year. Usually players do. You got one full season with NBA staff, trainers, you get a little bit better, He has not. And look at their roster. Out of Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, and Wiggins, who do you think should be taking the most shots? It's not Wiggins. He shouldn't be. But guess who does? It's Wiggins. Now you get to Chris Middleton. He plays his role to perfection. You never see Chris Middleton doing something that he probably shouldn't be doing. That's outside his role. And in the playoffs, that dude was a monster. He shot like 60% from the field, averaging 25 points per game. He just was absolutely incredible. Again, they didn't play so well and lost in the first round, but he was a monster. He just looked like one of the best shooting guards in the league. And I've been saying this for a while now. He is extremely underrated because he plays his role. He won't average 25 points per game because he knows he shouldn't be taking that many shots. You know, they got Giannis on the squad. Give me Chris Middleton 100% of the time. And we're not even mentioning the defensive side of the ball. Chris Middleton got Wiggins beat by 1,000. Give me Chris Middleton. That boy Quick said Embiid and Cousins. Ooh, this is a good one. If we talk about right now, I'm going to take Embiid 100% of the time. Again, we don't really know what Cousins is going to look like after the Achilles injury. It could legitimately derail his career, or it could just make him a little bit worse than he was. And I think even when he is healthy, Joel Embiid is right on his tail for the best center in the league. One thing Joel Embiid does well that DeMarcus Cousins just hasn't throughout his career, and that's the fin. You know, Joel Embiid was a Defensive Player of the Year finalist this year, averaged 20+ points per game. I believe Joel Embiid is the real deal. And even if DeMarcus Cousins was healthy, Joel Embiid is right on his tail for the best center in the league. Give me JoJo. I ain't even got to think twice about it. Barbara says Manu or Jamal Crawford. That's a good one, man. And I'm going to act like we're talking about prime time. We're not talking 2018, but both players in their prime. I think I'm going to go Manu. My memories of Manu are so great. You know, in an organization for me that wasn't super exciting to watch when they were really good, Manu brought that excitement. Whether it be a Euro step, a flashy pass, a big time three, regardless, Manu usually brought the flashiness that made the Spurs a little bit more enjoyable to watch. Jamal Crawford also has some flash too with it. You know, the killer crossover. He'll pull from the logo if you let him. I'm going to go Manu, though. Logan says Aaron Gordon or Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is a better NBA player. I'm going to take him. Jake says Carmelo Anthony or Dwyane Wade. Let's talk about this as if it's 2018. We're not talking prime. In 2018, I would rather have Dwyane Wade. And I know Carmelo Anthony averaged more points and stuff like that, but Dwyane Wade was in Cleveland, and it got to the point where he was like, you know what? The team is better with me coming off the bench. And he swallowed his pride, knowing that he's a multiple-time All-Star, one of the best shooting guards of all time. But he's like, my team needs me to come off the bench, so I'm going to come off the bench. And even when he was traded to Miami, they were rolling. He could have came into it like, listen, I'm the best player in your organization's history. I want my starting spot back. But that's not what he did. He took the bench role, and he had his moments in the playoffs where that bench role played well, you know? And Carmelo has not hit that spot yet. He needs to be coming off the bench, but for some reason in Melo's mind, he doesn't really register the fact that coming off the bench is the best, not only for whatever team he's going to end up on, but for his future. Allen Iverson refused to come off the bench for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he was out of the league like this. I don't want that to happen to Melo. I like Melo a lot, but him coming off the bench is just going to further his career. But some players, they can't swallow that pride for coming off the bench. I'm going to take Dwyane Wade because I know he's more of a team player. Your boy NJ asked Larry or Jabari. I mean, that tandem is going to be solid for next year, but we ain't really got to pick because they on the same team. But if I had to, definitely Larry. And it's mostly boils down to health reasons. Jabari Parker missed X amount of games with his ACL this year, X amount of games with the other ACL. I'm going to take the guy that, I mean, it's only been one year for Larry's career, but relatively healthy, where you got Jabari Parker, not so much. But again, the Bulls uniform, there was no risk. Even if Jabari Parker tore a third ACL, which I mean, I don't think it's possible. Even if he did tear that, the Bulls are okay because it's a one-year deal. You know, 1 year with a second-year option. Second-year option could be like, you know what, Jabari? It didn't work out. Good luck in your further career, but you're not in Chicago. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going to take Larry. Tristan asked Kyrie or Dame. I was asked this a bunch, and I do not know the answer. I mean, I'm going to give you an answer for the video, but my answer could change tomorrow. It was the same thing with like the John Wall thing. For a while, John Wall was the third best point guard in the league for me, and then after his injury this year, I mean, he can't be the third best because he just missed half the season, you know? So when it comes to these point guards, for one, the best point guard in the league for me, at least, Steph Curry. Second is Russell Westbrook. Then after that, between Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, John Wall, they're like all tied for third. I don't know how you pick who's the better player or who you would rather have. I do know how to pick who I'd rather have. I'm going to have, between these two, with Kyrie Irving and Damian Lillard, I'm going to take Damian Lillard. And I'm not taking him because I think Damian Lillard is a superior player because, again, they're like this. They're on the same level. But Damian Lillard has been made out of iron his entire career. I think he's missed like 6 or 7 total games throughout his entire career. With Kyrie Irving, his injuries kind of scare me. And I think I'm in the minority. For a lot of people, his injuries may not be anything worth talking about. But for me, those are scary. The dude missed the playoffs because he had to get the screws removed from his knee. They were rusting inside of his body. That's some scary stuff, man. With having these multiple leg injuries here and there, that's a little bit scary for me. I'm going to go with the guy that has been healthy throughout his entire career. Again, they're very similar players. Both scored the ball both incredibly clutch, both incredible handles. I'm going to go with the health, though, and Damian Lillard. And we're going to end the video off there, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. In the description, there'll be a link to the newest episode of Through the Wire, which is my podcast, over there on the House of Highlights page. I would love for y'all to go over there, go ahead, give it a watch, give it a listen if you just want to listen to it while you're on the jog, on the way to school. It's the summertime, no school. But on your way to go get groceries or whatever, link in the description for the audio and link in the description for the video show. Thank y'all so much. If you did enjoy this, leave it a like. Kenny's out. Be back tomorrow. Peace.